Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. May we please have all eyes on the stage as the show is about to begin. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Sharad Agarwal, Chief Business Officer, Classic Legends.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to all of you on this very exciting day when we unveil the next chapter in the journey of Yezdi in India. In the month of June, we all met here in Mumbai and we unveiled the 2025 Yezdi adventure. And I'm very excited to share with all of you that within first 2 months of its launch, it's a roaring success for 2025 Yezdi adventure, and we are already trending 3x of what we were doing before. The ownership experience is something which is at the core at whatever we do at Classic Legends. We are setting new benchmarks, always challenging the status quo to bring the best of the ownership experience with our motorcycles to our customers, to our experts, and also to the rider community at large. And over the last 18 months, we have taken series of initiatives, and during the course of this presentation, my colleague will talk about what we are doing behind the scenes, but let me just share with you some of the outstanding results that we have already achieved so far. So here you can see how our warranty cost is declining very sharply, and my industry colleagues tells me that this is the best benchmark in the industry. And this kind of results are also motivating us to share the benefits with our customers, and we are very delighted to bring the first in segments, the first of its kind, the ownership assurance program for our customers. So ladies and gentlemen, the new 2025 Roadster that we are going to unveil today is going to come with 4-year, 50,000 kilometers of standard warranty, which is first in its segment. And not only this, we also believe that our riders should focus on having the joy of motorcycling, and they should leave all their worries to us. So we are also introducing the first in segment, a 5-year comprehensive maintenance plan, which means that it not only covers your maintenance cost, but also wear and tear parts, and also facilities like pick up and drop from your doorsteps to make your ownership something unique and the best in the class. We also look back to our riders, to our owners who also bought our motorcycle since the day we started selling in 2019. And I'm very excited to share with you that all our customers can now have a 2-year of anytime warranty on their motorcycles, which will not only give them assurance, peace of mind, but also enhancement in the resale values of what they are doing. We have been receiving very positive comments, very positive feedback from our fans, from our customers, also on online. And I can share with you here that the positive sentiments for our models, for our brand is now all-time high. And this is again reaching the segment benchmarks in the industry. Also, the new models that we have launched in the last 12 months, the Jawa 42FJ and the BSA has been receiving very positive response from the entire community of riders, and you can see the results here. We have been also working very hard to improve the overall after-sales and service experience for our customers. You can see here that how the complaint occurrence has been declining. Today it stands at something which is again a segment benchmark, clearly showing the kind of efforts which we are making to them. And we are not stopping here, okay? We are also, looking at this Google ratings. This is the most credible platform which all of you know. We all used to see the reviews of a brand, and you can clearly see that our customers, our real customers, are rating us today at 4.43 on their service experience, on their overall product experience from what we are bringing to them. We are also constantly expanding our reach, and I am very delighted to share that today when we unveil this new Roadster, we will be available at more than 350 touch points in the country. By this Diwali, we will be touching 450, and we aim to cross 500 service and sales touch points in the country. What it means, if you are in a metro city, you will find us within a radius of 7 to 8 kilometers, our service station and also the sales point. And if we will be covering more than 80% of the segment volumes with this outstanding enhancement of our network reach that we are doing in the country. So yes, these are the outstanding results that we are already achieving with the efforts so far, and we will continue to challenge ourselves to raise the bar. And now I would like to invite my colleague Lalit here to share with all of you what we are doing behind the scenes, how we are building the state-of-art manufacturing processes to build the best quality of riding experience, not only in India, but also to our customers worldwide. Lalit, please.
Thank you, Sharad. Can you hear me? Yeah. Thank you, Sharad. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As Sharad said, my team is working always behind the scene. Sometimes I get a chance to talk about what we are doing behind the scenes. I can go on and on, but today I'll be talking of only 4 points, which will summarize the work being done behind the scenes. Number 1, getting the car-like quality into our products. We, being part of the Mahindra Group, are peculiarly placed in a zone where we can learn from our brothers the kind of technology and the processes which we can adopt in our processes to get car-like quality into our product. Yes, I said car-like quality. That's what we did. We learned from them. And in the last 1 year, we have spent 100 crores of rupees to upgrade our plant, and the results you were hearing just now. Number 2, getting the best in the class product from our lines. To do that, we have put best in the class equipments as well. Hundreds of changes have been done in the plant, whether it is an engine line, paint shop, or the vehicle assembly line. And I will talk about 3 today. Number 1 is a cleaning machine, which is not only cleaning the dust, but it is also clearing the small burrs which are there on the engine parts, which drives the engine, and that gives us a long life for our engine. Number 2 is related with the test beds, which we have installed. They are advanced in nature, and they are testing 100% the performance parameter, both in hot and cold condition. And that gives me assurance that whatever products we are giving into the market, we will promise that it is not going to fail in the near future. And they will be able to get the performance what we promised to them. Number 3, no fault forward line. Many times our operators, due to some urgency or otherwise, do make mistakes. So what we have done this time is we have integrated all our critical areas, the tools, the fixtures, to make sure that even if he wants to make mistake, he cannot make the mistakes. The lines are idiot-proof. Whenever he makes a mistake, the station will be able to catch it, stop the line, and the product will only go forward once it has been rectified. Otherwise, it cannot go forward. And that gives me assurance that I'm going to give a product which will be bug-free for my customer. Adoption of manufacturing 4.0. All my lines are IT enabled now, and the critical stations, the artificial intelligence has been built into the equipment. The power from human being has been taken away to decide whether he has done a right job or a wrong job. The machine decides whether the work has been done correctly and as per the process given to the operator. Just to name one example of that is vision control. The cameras have been installed which decides whether the operation was followed as per the sequence and the activities were done to ensure that I get the bug-free product from the line. I'm very confident with these interventions which we have taken over the period. We are going to continuously manufacture day in and day out the right quality product for our customer, and this is my promise to them. Please note, it is my promise to give defect-free product to them. Thank you so much. May I now call Sushil, our R&D head, to take it forward from here.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sushil, and I'm going to talk a bit about technical aspect of this particular product. When we started working on this platform, AT gave us only two-word cue for this model. Yezdi character. Believe me, as an R&D engineer, it's not a task. It's a very complicated task. Group of all engineers huddled together. We started working on function by functions of motorcycles. Let's start with engine. Engine is engine, fitted on different kind of motorcycles. How do you tune it? How do you give a character to it? That actually matters. In this particular engine, we got two things. First, we used a gear-based calibration strategy. That's mean our rider can use available power and torque at all the speed ranges. The second thing we did on this model is sorry, there's so many things on this. The second thing, what we wanted to do on this is, other than engine, what all other parameters we touch. So we improved suspension. We worked on tires. We worked on yoke weight, giving an ultimate stability to this vehicle. And finally, this product came. To be very specific about some of the specific parts of this engine, it's a 334cc liquid-cooled engine, 6-gear speed box, and it has got some specific technology. First is assistant sleeper clutch, which gives us effortless gear shifting. Second, it's a breather canopy. It's a patented one. It gives best in segment low oil consumptions. We use hub-type balancer gears. We improved on the gear ratios so that we get best working riding on second, third, and fourth gear. Coming to the vehicle parameters, we kept the wheelbase at 1440, which gives us an optimum balance between high-speed driving and low-speed maneuvers. On this vehicle, the seat is at 795, which is very approachable. In this vehicle, we also everybody's looking. What next I'm going to talk? What I'm going to talk is the braking. We are best in the braking. And that's the reason we continued a 320 mm front disc and 240 mm rear, which is actuated by Continental ABS. We kept the rear tires very wide, 150, to get us a stability. And finally, coming to the product highlights, we are giving 6 factory custom kits and almost 50 plus customization options. I'll talk 2-3 of it. It has got hydrofoam bar. It is framed and a straight handlebar. The straight handlebar and the hydrofoam handlebar gives a masculine look at the cockpit. Also, it reduces vibration and gives stability. First time we are introducing multifunction blinker on this. And the third, and not the least, we are going to use a split seat design. Means it's not a normal split seat design. With a click, you can remove the pillion seat. And it can be assembled back. So if you want to drive solo, if you want to drive with a pillion, you can drive. Ultimately, coming back, this is the final product what we are going to give you. It is a vehicle which is classic, a performance, but it is keeping the Yezdi DNA inbuilt into it. That's all from my side. Thank you, everyone.
The greatest journeys never truly end. Only the destinations change, weaving stories that grow richer with each generation. And tonight, those stories are brought to life by the 3 visionaries behind this legacy. Please put your hands together to welcome the 3 amigos, Mr. Anand Mahindra, Mr. Anupam Thareja, and Mr. Baman Iran.
Come on. Firstly, thank you. I hope you can hear me, everybody. All right. Thank you for being here. I got a bad throat, so I'm going to speak less and I'll let Baman and Anand do most of the talking. But we are here today actually to launch a movement. And at Mukesh Mills, a place, by the way, do you know this is haunted? That's the story. They say this place is haunted. I'm not kidding. This is where you hear the secret whispers of ghosts of Bombay. So what better place than this place to launch a brand that just refuses to die, right? So let's raise the spirit of Yezdi. And let me tell you, come on.
Anupam, if you don't mind, I want to come in just for a minute here.
Thank you.
First of all, I think the only ghost here is me, given my age. I'm old enough to be one, so thank you for including me in this launch. You know, when you mentioned this, being a movie buff, what I love about this, I think most of you know this was very intricately linked to Om Shanti Om. This is where Shah Rukh chose to film it, and there was a very good reason. Maybe even he was inspired by the history of this plot which suffered a fire and was destroyed, and that was part of the plot. So the plot of Om Shanti Om, in fact, involved fire, it involved reincarnation. And frankly, that's exactly what we're here to do. I'm sure Shah Rukh's going to be happy because I think he used the Yezdi. He really likes this brand.
Of course.
He, in fact, used this in one of his earliest films, Kabhi Haan, Kabhi Na. So I think I just wanted to add that little piece about the film history here. We shouldn't overlook that, but my compliments to you for such a perfect location.
Thank you, Anand. This is, as I said, serendipitous. So what you're going to see today is actually a wolf in wolf's clothing. That's what the Yezdi Roadster is. Now when we came into India, we opened the playbook called Classics, right? And then you know, everybody and their mother-in-law came with classic brands, and they are still coming, right? There are so many classic brands that have come into the country. But what is classic? A classic is somebody or something for which you have a very pleasant memory. What is the memory of these brands? I think at best you remember them on posters, right? They were not there. But remember, the cool dads and the cool dads did not ride posters. They were riding real motorcycles, real roads, real stories. And I said that to somebody, these lovable rascals, they fell in love first on this bike. Their first paycheck, their first job, their first fall was on a Yezdi. Now that is a classic. He did not go to college or on a date on a poster, right? We're all very clear. Now, we have stuck to the same philosophy when we designed the bike. We did not say the bike should be X cc or X torque. We made this bike for that attitude. So Yezdi is a thought. Yezdi is an attitude. That's what Yezdi is. And that was a two-line brief which we gave to our designers when we designed this bike. But frankly, the more I talk about cool dads and legacy, I think again I'm going to give my throat a break, because a real right guy to talk about dads and legacy is my friend Baman, the real my amigo Baman. So Baman, over to you on legacy.
Thank you. You know, I never tire about telling this story, right? When Indianization became the buzzword and all manufacturing, all items had to be Indian, at that point of time, the Yezdi was born. And, you know, there's this, it's a fact. My father actually did this logo with the entire emblem around it on a table with a pencil, right? And that is where the Yezdi was born. And just so that you know, Yezdi, while it's a very popular Parsi name, the real story is that the family has roots in a place in Iran called Yazd. And for those of you who have not seen, there's a cafe Yazd out there. There was a place called Yazd from where this entire family came along. And, you know, Yazd became Yazdani, became Yezdi. And that's how the true spirit of that particular land was captured in. Now I'll tell you more. You know, my stories do not begin with meetings in boardrooms, etc., etc. They actually begin with a 7-year-old kid walking behind his father, walking like his father, you know, in the lines of where the production was going on in the factory. And at that point of time, the hum of engines, the motorcycle engines, the clatter of the machines that were making them, all of this really excited me. And I wanted to, like any young kid, right? Any young boy at least, I'm sure all of you identify with that, wants to be like his father. And I wanted to be exactly like my father. And, you know, he'd walk from machine to machine, identifying or with the people, talking to them. I wanted to be like that. But the one thing that I did was I used to sneak off continuously and go to the R&D section. We had a lovely R&D section. And I used to sneak off out there and then, you know, discuss about how to make the bike faster. How do I ride this faster? And this was a time when I could not even ride. I was not supposed to, at least. My mother didn't know. And then I used to kind of have people hold on to me while I kind of sat on the bike. And everybody knows once the thing starts moving, then you don't need anybody to hold on to you. So you're just riding away.
I just want to, again, be annoying and intervene for a minute, because what you just described explains to me your behavior when Anupam first met you. It's a story I think I've narrated right from the start, from the first launch we've done. But just to take you back, Anupam and I were having lunch and we were discussing what the best way to get into the retro differentiated bike market would be. And he said, Anand, Jawa, Yezdi, you know, we should look at acquiring that brand. And then I told him, I said, you know, I went to school in Ooty, in a place called Lovedale, not too far from Mysore. And I said there was a girl in our school, who I think was your cousin, right, Mowbray. And she was the most sought after, the biggest woman on campus, because the whisper was, she's from the Yezdi family. And believe me, I had a complex. Nobody gave a damn about the Mahindra brand. No urban person cared. Yezdi was it. Yezdi was the glamour. So I said, where's that girl? Let me find out where she is. And I made some calls and found out it was somebody called Baman Irani. And of course, like everyone, I thought the actor. And I said, no, this is the Rustamji guy. So I got his number, and I said, Anupam, why don't you go over and meet him? Which he did. He comes back to my office, and he said, you know, this is a mad bawa. Because I went there to talk to him about negotiating a royalty, licensing the brand. And at the end of the day, he said, look, forget it. Anupam's heart sank. And he said, I want to join you guys, no royalty, I'm going to invest money. So you're still that kid, Baman, what explained to me, the one who's adventurous, wants to plunge right in. So thank you. It was your spirit that had a lot to do with where we are today.
So, you know, Anupam always says, I went with a big fat check and you don't know what you lost. So Hindi mein ek picture mein tha na, aapne sauda kafi sasta kar liya. So I told Anupam at the end of the day, तुझे पता नहीं कि मेरी emotions क्या थे और मैं तेरे को बता सकता हूँ कि सौदा तूने सस्ता कर लिया. So anyway, that was the story. For me, it was never about the money, Anand. It was never about the money. Like I've said, it was all about living up to my father's dream. You know, he had so much passion for Yezdi, and I can tell you stories after stories after stories, where everything that they did was about the company, about the motorcycle. He was a rider in his own days, and you know, he kind of encouraged. Most fathers would want their kids to be on two wheels but be safe. He'd say, go take it out, just do it, do a little more. And it was all about trying to bring that back. I can tell you that there is so much love. I'm sure there is blood, sweat, tears that my family has over here. There's a legacy that I wanted to bring back. I just wanted the Yezdi to ride again. And when you sent Anupam to me, I actually wanted to complete that unspoken promise to my father. First of all, my heart was filled with joy, and then I had to kind of complete, or rather live or finish or do what I had never ever told my father I would, was to bring Yezdi back on Indian roads, and every effort of mine worked in that direction. And I'm sure somewhere up there, he's going to say, I'm proud of you, son, keep riding. But it's not been easy, Anupam, and you know more of that than most of us do. Take us through the journey.
Can you hear me?
No.
You can't. Guys, mic? You can? Okay. So it was January 2022. And we came in hot, right? 3 models. Here's the Scrambler, Adventure, and Roadster. But the world threw curveballs at us. There was a pandemic, supply chains disrupted, lawsuits, and some of our own hiccups also. But there was, you know, the paid online bots and online media, it was savage. They just came into us. And it hurt. It hurt me. It was, the narrative spread faster than the Yezdi on an open highway, right? Service station, engine, you know, everything. We stumbled, but legends don't die. They reload. So we heard the noise. You know, this reminds me, and on a lighter note, you know, when I go to, you know, if you go to a public toilet or a toilet, there are a lot of things written on the walls, right? Or you go to a lift, you have somebody who used a cuss word there, or go to a lovely heritage place and you have people, I love this, and all kind of crap. And I used to wonder, ye kaun hai? Who are these guys? Why do they do this? What's wrong with this heritage movement? Where are they? आपको पता है कहाँ पे है सारे ये? They're all on internet right now, having coke and burgers and spewing venom. But it was fun, you know, because being a crazy guy I am, and you know that, I hired a call center and I said, call everybody. If somebody is in pain, I want to, you know, because for us, for him it was his father, for Anand, you know, we can sell more, make profits, but our customers, our dealers, our employees, these are the people which matter most to us. So I'll tell you a funny statistic. When we used to call these guys, 50-60% were not there, and they were bots. Out of the remaining people we called, almost 70-80% didn't even have a motorcycle. Out of the remaining 30%, 80% did not have a Jawa Yezdi, right? So we had fun, right? And I was listening. But my worry was there may be still a slimy sliver of guys where our dealership closed because of pandemic. Are they getting their service parts? There is always a sting in the tail. So we listened, we learned, and we leveled up. Right? We launched products after products. And today, Sharad showed where we have come. I want to also talk about, very quickly, actually I didn't want to talk about the product today, right? Because for me, Yezdi is all heart. This is a tribe and I will talk to about it. But then there was an engine controversy that started. I just want to let all of you watching live and all of you riders here, and I can see quite a few of you, right? The world had to move from 350cc up because this performance engine is so phenomenal. It is the most powerful engine in this category in the world. Right? It's an unbreakable engine. You can put it on third gear and you torque it up. I mean, both of us have done mountains. We have done all kind of terrains and we do it ourselves. Right? So we just kept on working on it to make sure that we work on all the aspects of the bike because the Yezdi rider deserves that. Right? From sprockets to wheelbase, to weight, to engine, to torque, to everything, to tire, to sprockets, to suspension, the way it was adjusted, to rake angles. We kept on making this bike perfect. So we have a 650, we have a 300, we have a 350. I just wanted to break this myth. This is that era where everybody says, I got this and I got that. To my mind, globally, the mid-market segment will be dominated by engines like this. So I want to reiterate to everybody here that we make performance classics. And Baman, things were tough, but you have seen what we are doing. It is rock solid.
But tell me, Anupam, if it was going to be easy, would we do it anyway? No. It has been tough. Of course it's been tough. When you read about your loved brand getting sullied, you sit down, you go back to the drawing board, you sit down, you say, hey, listen, let's regroup, let's redo this. We've had, Black Swan events hit us. COVID was a Black Swan event that hit us quite early in our life. And but they say what doesn't kill you will only make you stronger, and that's exactly what we've done, right? Every setback has just brought us with a little more enthusiasm to solve more than what has been brought to us at that point of time. And Anupam, the thing about the Yezdi is, it's always been a bit of a rebel. We will never do anything conventionally. We'll always go out of the way, but we will always stand tall. We will ride out every problem, issue that we ever faced in our life. And I can tell you this from our past. We were all a family of riders, racers. We used to keep redefining everything we did. And I've told you tons and tons of stories about that. But that's the spirit, to ride out on every challenge. It's actually a part of our DNA. And I think that DNA continues now.
I agree. No, I think, Anand, sorry, can I make one more point before I let you come in? And I think there is a reason we survive. And I think I want all of you to know there is a reason why Yezdi endures. And that's got nothing to do with only Yezdis. Just look around you. Just see what's happening, right? This world, who are you? Where do you belong? This world is actually looking for places. This warm world, look at Marshall speakers. Look at vinyl records. Look at Vans shoes. Look at Converse. Even Polaroid cameras are back. So there is this massive trend that is coming back. But the only thing I want to tell you about this massive trend is that you cannot be inauthentic about it. You cannot create it. You cannot lie. Either there is a story, a real story, an authentic story, or there is not. So that is a very, very critical part which I want to land with you, that we are in a space, classic, performance classic, and the reason we are enduring all this, and we kept on coming out with products, and they kept on selling, you saw 300% growth in adventure, is because we are classic and we are authentic. Sorry, I know you want to say something, but I also want to, sorry, can I? To your point, there is an underdog attitude, and we wear that badge very proudly. Remember, underdogs bite harder, right? We need to. So India is a big motorcycling ground, and I know all the journalists who have met me have asked me this question. It's a battleground right now. You have one big boy, and you have a lot of people circling around it, right? My only submission is, I am reasonably clear because of the brand Yezdi, brand Jawa, that we are the only Pepsi to that Coke, right? Everybody will come, everybody will lay, but the true story is us. You know what they don't have? They don't have heart. They don't have the design, the head turner, absolutely crazy design, right? So a combination of this, plus the fact that Yezdi is woven into the Indian fabric, the cool Indian fabric, not just the Indian fabric. You know, go back and this bike is woven there, right? So to my mind, the combination of these three will make sure that we will not only survive, but we are looking for that guy, right? That Yezdi guy, and that Yezdi guy is there. And I am confident with products like this, we're going to find that guy.
Yeah. You know, Anupam, I want to just go back to a narrative you began about reviving brands, about retro brands, if you will. And my strong belief is that when you have a world overflowing with new products, the most valuable currency that you can get from a brand is what Anupam referred to as authenticity. And to be honest, you start a new brand, you can't manufacture authenticity overnight. It takes years, it takes decades. And it happens through the trust and memories of people who live with that brand. So this motorcycle brand was an icon. There's no doubt about that. You've heard them, you heard Baman talk passionately about it. And what it stood for, you know, adventure, the pride of ownership, a touch of mischief. Those are qualities that have, frankly, never ever gone out of fashion. I think they were just waiting for a new stage. Ironically, I'm using the word new stage when we are in this old building, but I think the two go together. And my belief is that the beauty of reviving a heritage brand lies in this, that it already has a heart. Both of you spoke about heart and a soul. So we've got a brand that's already imbued with a heart and soul. And when we bring it back with fresh design and with modern performance, what we are doing is giving a brand the power to speak two languages. The power to speak two languages at the same time. One is a language of memory. For those who remember it, who experienced it, who loved it, that you spoke so eloquently about. And the other language is the language of aspiration, who are going to take this forward in the future. So my feeling is really that young customers today, when they buy this product, they're not buying just a product. Brands at their finest are stories, are remarkable stories. So young people today, why should it appeal to them? I've been asked this so many times. Why would it, is this only for uncle? Is this only for somebody's granddad? Why are people buying those products you referred to? This is not a trend. This is not a fad. In today's world where things are so ephemeral, there's so much fake news. There's so much that is meaningless. People want a story that's real. And they want something that is authentic, that has depth, history, and has the credibility that a startup brand cannot ever duplicate. So if we get this right, and that's very important, and we are all working hard, we are not saying we are done anywhere near the finish line, we will be proving that what was once admired, what was once adored in the past tense is now part of the present continuous tense. Because frankly, in a market that's always chasing the next big thing, I think it's a pretty remarkable opportunity to bring back the iconic thing. And that's all I have to say today.
Thank you. Sorry I cut you in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to, three of us can go on. Right? So if you remember the first Java launch, we went for an hour. If you want to sit down, you can. I know there is no chair, but I'm going to close this and show you what you're here for. So I know, look at this eerie charm, this cinematic history. Just reminds us of one thing. Brands don't fade away. They evolve. Today, we are writing the next chapter in the history of Yezdi. Today, this Yezdi Roadster is promise from us to you. So to all the riders out here, to all the dreamers online, this is a call to you. This is your bike. Ride it. This is your tribe which is waiting. Come be with this. Come be a part of this tribe. Let's go. Let's ride into the future. Not as followers, not as one of the many bikes we ride, but the guys who are trailblazers. And let's set the stage on fire. Before I ask the bike to be unveiled, fire up the engine, hear the roar, can I ask them to play a film, or do you want to say something?
I just want to say 2 or 3 things, okay? One is this bike is a promise from my father to each and every one of you. I want you all to ride far. I want you to ride fast. I want you to make the bikes roar so that everybody knows the Yezdi is back. With that, let's go ahead.
Let's play the film first. Guys.
Medusa, Ephasos, Ashalalala, sisters. We know that it could be puss. I love it when you couscous. Couscous. Couscous, 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 couscous. Love it, 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 love it. I love it when you couscous. Love it, 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 love it. I love it when you couscous. I love it, I love it, I love it when you love it, love it, love, I love it when you couscous. Love it, love, 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 love it, love it, love, I love it when you couscous. So jaggy, Ventisca, Osteomisus, Medusa, Ephasos, Ashalalala, sisters. We know that it could be puss. I love it when you couscous. Couscous. Couscous, 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 couscous. Love it, 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 love. I love it when you couscous. Love it, 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 love it. I love it when you couscous. Love it, love, I love it, love, I love it, love, I love it when you love it, love, I love it when you couscous. Love it, love, love, love it, love, I love it when you couscous.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the all-new 2025 Yezdi Roadster.
Girl, I need nothing that I wouldn't do so that I could be with you. I love how you shine. Promise that you'll always be mine. 'Cause I'm afraid of the dark. Afraid of the dark. I love how you shine. Promise that you'll always be mine. 'Cause I'm afraid of the dark.
Subconsciously, she wonders what it's like to be in love. She wants to be his everything, but her pride relents too much. In another lifetime, she'll lose control and she'll give it up and leave room to grow. In another lifetime, she'll be more at ease, and then finally admit I am she. She'll love when she's ready. 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 She'll love when she's ready.
Okay, guys, where are you going? All of you just want to see the bikes and go with the price? No. Huh? You want to? This bugger wants it for free. He doesn't want to know the price. All right. Sharad, can I have? Sharad, I'm sorry, I have no idea. Sharad, can you please come in and say this, please?
Yes, so now let's make the most exciting announcement after seeing this gorgeous bike. The 2025 all-new Yezdi Roadster starts at 2.09 lakhs in India.
Aphrodite, Ventus, Genesis, Medusa, Ephasus, Ashalalala, sisters, Minerva, Ecopus, I love it when you couscous. Couscous, 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 love it, 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 love, I love it when you couscous. Love it, 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 love, I love it when you.
Guys, there is a hall there which has got 20, 30 of these bikes for you to take a shootout. So if you want, you guys can go to, somebody will lead you to the shed. The first one when you entered on your right. That's the one where you have 20, 30 of these bikes standing. Please go and, if you want to go at close shots of that, please go. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for celebrating this moment with us. We hope